Good afternoon and welcome to Rapid TV News. I am Martha Alu, and in the headlines, Tinubu celebrates release of 100 Niger students and others rescue of remaining hostages. Imo gunmen kill driver, abduct motorists in fresh highway attack. The federal government bans cash payments to MDAs and others POS deployments nationwide. Hostage officers in Benin failed coup, freed as Talon declares country secure. Injury threatens Wabali's African participation for Super Eagles. Details of these and more will come to you in the bulletin. President Bola Tinubu has welcomed the release of 100 students abducted from Papiri Catholic School in Agwara local government area of Niger State. In a statement on Monday, the president commended Governor Umar Bago and security agencies for ensuring the children's safe return after the November 21 attack. He also directed security forces to secure the immediate release of the remaining 115 pupils and their teachers still in captivity. The president warned that schools must no longer be easy targets for terrorists and other security agencies in collaboration with governors to prevent further attacks nationwide. Rapid TV earlier reported that Governor Bago received the released children at the government house in Mina on Sunday, one day after they regained freedom. The Imo State Police Command has launched a manhunt for gunmen who killed a driver and kidnapped motorists at Amala Autonomous Community in Ngor-Okpala local government area. Police spokesperson Henry Okoye said that the attackers emerged from a bush path on December 7th and opened fire on a Toyota Highlander, killing its driver before abducting the occupant of a Lexus RS 300. Commissioner of Police Aboki Danjuma has ordered an intensive operation involving security agencies and vigilante groups to attack down the assailant and rescue the abducted victims. Police operatives have begun bush combing around Amala and nearby communities and urge residents to provide useful information as concerns rise above recurring abductions in the area. The Federal High Court in Abuja has rejected a request by IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu seeking his transfer from the Sokoto Correctional Center to a facility in Abuja or Nasarawa State. Justice James Omotosho declined the ex parte application, ruling that the federal government and the Nigerian Correctional Service must first be put on notice before such an order can be considered. Kanu argued through the Legal Aid Council that his current location over 700 kilometers away makes it difficult for him to prepare for appeal. The court has fixed January 27, 2026 for hearing the motion. Kanu was convicted on November 20th on 7 terrorism-related charges and subsequently moved to Sokoto due to security concerns at Kuje. His legal consultant, Aloy Ejimako, maintains that a transfer closer to Abuja is necessary for effective legal access, stressing that key associates and relatives assisting his appeal reside in the capital. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has directed police public relations officers nationwide to take a proactive role in managing the flow of information, counter misinformation, and strengthening public confidence in the Nigerian police force. The move is part of our efforts to ensure accurate reporting and build trust between the police and the communities they serve. Our correspondent, Nathan Williams, has more.
Egbetokun, who said these at the opening ceremony of the 2025 Police Public Relations Officers Conference in Abuja, highlighted the growing challenge of misinformation, doctored images, resurfaced videos, and deliberate false narratives targeted at the force, stressing that police spokespersons must be proactive, accurate, and responsive, adding that they represent the first line of defense in information ecosystem.
I must particularly charge you to take firm strategic hold of the social media space. It must not be a battlefield where the force is constantly on the defensive. It must become a tool in your hands, an instrument of truth, reputation protection, public enlightenment, and confidence building. We must lead conversations, not chase them. We must frame narratives, not merely react to them. There is a growing trend of misinformation circulating across digital platforms. Old videos resurfaced as recent events, edited images presented as truth, and misleading narratives deliberately crafted to distort public perception.
Earlier, in his opening remarks, the Force Public Relations Officer, CSP Benjamin Hunday, said the program reflects the commitment of the police leadership to enhancing strategic communication and strengthening trust between the police and the public.
This year's theme, Empowering Communication, Enhancing Trust, is not just timely, it is imperative. In an era where misinformation spreads faster than truth, and public perception can make or mar institutional credibility, effective communication has become the oxygen of modern policing. We will do more to project the giant strides of this administration under the leadership of IGP Kayode Adeolu-Egbetokun. We will bring the police closer to the people, and together we will lead the charge against fake news, disinformation, and malicious narratives targeted at our noble institution.
Representing the Minister of Information, Oluwatosin Lawal, said that the training aligns with national efforts to promote transparency, effective communication, and public confidence in security agencies. She said the workshop is crucial for harmonizing messages across formations and improving proactive, empathetic, and professional engagement.
The role of the police public relations officers transcends mere information dissemination. You are the bridge between the force and the citizens, the voice that clarifies, assures, and engages. The Nigerian police force plays a critical role in maintaining peace, security, and order. However, without effective communication, even the best efforts can be misunderstood.
Also, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, represented by former Adamawa State Commissioner for Information Ahmad Sajo, called for stronger measures to counter AI-driven misinformation, warning that fake content is distorting public perception. Nathan Williams, Rapid TV, Abuja.
Campaign designed to turn patriotism into daily responsibility and action. The initiative, My Nigeria, My Responsibility, was unveiled at the State House by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, who represented President Bola Tinubu. The campaign aims to revive responsible citizenship and emphasizes that every Nigerian contributes directly to the nation's image, progress, and prosperity. Speaking on behalf of the President, Idris described patriotism as an active verb reflected in values, tax compliance, truthfulness in public engagement, and support for reforms. He linked ongoing government policies, including subsidy removal and digitalized revenue mobilization, to national healing and shared prosperity. He also announced the establishment of the National Media and Information Literacy Institute in 2026 to promote responsible communication and combat misinformation. Citizens were urged to embrace the newly adopted National Values Charter as a collective path to rebuilding Nigeria. Nigeria and China have unveiled a new China-Africa audiovisual showcase, a groundbreaking cultural exchange initiative designed to deepen mutual understanding and strengthen people-to-people ties between both countries. The partnership marks a major step in China's ongoing cultural diplomacy drive across Africa, using film, television, and creative content to foster closer cooperation. Rapid News correspondent Godwin Amunde reports.
At the 2024 summit of the Forum on China-African Cooperation in Beijing, President Xi Jinping announced the joint launch of the China-Africa Cooperation Initiative on radio, television, and audiovisual innovation, with African partners charting a new blueprint for China-African audiovisual cooperation. More than 20 carefully selected masterpieces are now airing on Nigerian Television Authority and other major channels. The China-African Audiovisual Showcase is a significant step forward in this regard, as it seeks to promote cultural understanding and cooperation between Nigeria and China through the exchange of audiovisual content.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation is committed to facilitating international partnership, collective talent. It is also enhancing Nigerian broadcasting capacity and technological competence to ensure that cultural diplomacy becomes a driver of national unity, growth, and, of course, global influence.
Today's event is not just a display of our progress in this field, but the opening of new opportunities in China, Nigeria, people-to-people and cultural exchanges. The year 2026 marks an important milestone. It will be the China-Africa Year of people-to-people and cultural exchanges, and it is also going to be the 55th anniversary of China-Nigeria diplomatic ties.
This initiative is expected to foster greater collaboration and mutual respect between the two nations and contribute to the development of their cultural industries.
The National Broadcasting Commission, as the regulator, is committed to fostering an environment that encourages such strategic partnerships. We believe that by combining China's remarkable technological advancements and infrastructure with Africa's creative energy, we can achieve extraordinary things. We can also co-create content that tells our shared stories of progress and resilience.
According to the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Malam Muhammad Idris Malagi, represented by the Director General of NTA, Salihu Abdullahi Dembos, he sees this agreement between Nigeria and China as a demonstration of both countries' commitment to cultural exchange and cooperation, and setting a positive example for other nations to follow.
It is an exchange of culture, exchange of ideas, and of course, it's a means of strengthening the relationship between Nigeria and also China. And I think we value this so much because Nigeria and China has been in a very good working relationship over the years. And I think today's outing has also proven beyond reasonable doubt that the two countries are getting ahead and doing what is needful.
Cultural diplomacy continues to play an increasingly important role in international relations. Initiatives like the China-African Audio-Visual Showcase are likely to become more prominent in the future. Abuja, Godwin Amundi, Rapid Television News.
The House of Representatives Public Accounts Committee has set a deadline for Nigerian Petroleum and National Petroleum Company Limited, Engineer Bayo Ojulari, the company's group CEO, has been asked to submit all outstanding documents and appear before the committee on Monday, December 15th, 2025. The summons comes in connection with audit queries raised by the Auditor General of the Federation over NNPCL's expenditures for the 2021 fiscal year. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Bamidele Salam, issued the directive during the committee's sitting in Abuja earlier today. Our House of Representatives correspondent, Nathan Williams, has more.
Honorable Bamidele Salam expressed displeasure over NNPC's persistent failure to honor the committee's invitation or provide the requested document despite multiple reminders. He warned that the committee would no longer tolerate such disregard for legislative oversight. At the resumed hearing, the chairman read a letter from NNPCL in which the GCEO explained his absence, citing another critical official engagement at the presidential villa.
And we do not think that the NNPC should continue in this seeming contempt of the parliament. We will, like my colleague said, agree to a shift in date, but certainly not the third week of January as requested in this letter. And so we will agree as a committee to give you up till next week, Monday, which is the 15th day of December. Yeah, it's 15th of December. It's next week, Monday, for a fresh appearance.
Mr. Chairman, sir, this committee is very important to oversight everybody in this country. NNPC cannot be above this company. Does it mean that they have not been auditing their account for the past these 2 years that have been limited liability company for years? It's just a matter that they have audited their company. They have done all they can do. Why don't you just find a time, come and resolve this one before we go to other years?
However, members of the park faulted the company's conduct, describing it as disrespectful to the parliament and obstructive to the audit review process. Following an appeal by the NNPCL National Assembly Liaison Officer, Honorable Umar Farouk, the committee resolved to grant a final grace, fixing 15th December 2025 for the company to appear and submit all requested documents.
NNPC now is a changed NNPC from the NNPC you used to know before. Mr. Chairman, my GCO and the management of NNPC now are serious. It's not like business as usual. And I assure you, lack of appearance today is not intentional. This occurred due to a letter we received on Friday evening on this engagement with presidency. So that is why, Mr. Chairman, sir, if you can recall, we were here with you on Friday. We were here with you, on Wednesday to show our seriousness and to show our readiness with our management to come and appear before this August committee.
If they are not appearing today, it's not for them to now dictate to us when they will appear. So I will urge Mr. Chairman and our other respected colleagues here present that we should move it as a motion and compel the NNPC to appear before the end of the week runs out.
The NNPCL is expected to respond to several queries raised by the Auditor General, including alleged payment to contractors for abandoned projects, failure to conduct statutory taxes, and irregular payments made by the Chief Finance Officer without the approval of the Group Managing Director. Nathan Williams, Rapid TV, Abuja.
To come right after the break, the federal government bans cash payments to MDAs and other POS deployments nationwide. The hostage officers in Benin failed coup, freed as Talon declares country secure. Injury threatens Wabali's African participation for the Super Eagles. Stand by for these and more. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. And now in business news, the federal government has banned fiscal cash payments for all revenue transactions and other ministries, departments and agencies to install POS terminals and other approved electronic payment systems within 45 days. The directive, issued through 4 Treasury circulars from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, mandates that all payments must now be processed electronically and fully integrated into the Treasury single account. The circulars also introduce a unified federal treasury e-receipt effective January 1st, 2026, halt unauthorized deductions in MDA's payment platforms, and require immediate adoption of the new revenue optimization platform. MDAs have been given specific deadlines to regularize accounts, integrate digital systems, and nominate officers to manage the transition with penalties for non-compliance. The move marks one of the most sweeping reforms to federal revenue administration in a decade. 2 senior Benin Army officers taken hostage during Sunday's attempted coup have been released following swift intervention by Nigerian forces that helped foil the takeover. CAM returned to Cotonou on Monday, a day after soldiers appeared on national television claiming to have overthrown President Patrice Talon, who later addressed the nation, assuring citizens that the situation was under control. ECOWAS has announced military support for Benin, while several soldiers have been arrested, and coup leaders Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigre remains on the run. Military tanks remain stationed around key locations as investigations continue into the number of personnel involved. The coup attempt adds to rising political instability in West Africa, with Benin preparing for a transition of power in April. Meanwhile, President Alassane Ouattara has been sworn in for a 4th term as leader of Ivory Coast after winning the October 25th election with nearly 90% of the vote in a contest that excluded his 2 main rivals. At the inauguration in Abidjan, attended by leaders from 11 African countries and representatives from France and the United States, The 83-year-old president pledged to uphold the constitution and lead a period of generational transition. Ouattara, who has governed since the deadly 2010 to 2011 post-election conflict, said the country has been profoundly changed, citing strengthened institutions, improved security and restored national cohesion. The veteran leader said his fourth term will focus on transferring political responsibility to a younger generation. Amid speculation about his eventual successor, his opponents Laurent Gbagbo and Tidjane Thiam were barred from contesting the election due to legal and nationality issues and did not attend the ceremony. Ouattara reiterated Ivory Coast region policy of being a friend to all, an enemy to none, even as his criticism of recent coup in West Africa has strained relations with some regional military rulers. He maintained that the country will continue promoting stability while preparing for an orderly political transition. The Confederation of African Football has unveiled the official mascot for the 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco. The mascot, named Assad, meaning a lion, draws inspiration from the Atlas lion, one of Morocco's strongest national symbols. CAF says Assad embodies pride, cultural authenticity and the passion that defines Africa's premier football tournament. The AFCON, scheduled to run from December 21st, 2025 to January 18, 2026, will rely heavily on the mascot to build connection with fans, especially children and families who remain central to the spirit of the game. CAF explains that Assad will feature prominently in stadiums, fan zones, community events and global promotional campaigns, and will enrich digital content throughout the competition. His design reflects a youthful, expressive lion with colors matching the AFCON Morocco 2025 brand. Beyond this tournament, Assad will serve as a long-term ambassador for African football through grassroots programs, school initiatives, and digital storytelling. CAF says the mascot marks a major milestone for the tournament identity, helping celebrate unity and the power of African football. Meanwhile, FIFA has confirmed December 15th as the release date for clubs to free players for African duties. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles' first-choice goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali is doubtful for the 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco after sustaining injuries to his ankle and hand. His club coach at Chippa United, Vizmuzi Vilakazi, said the goalkeeper may require surgery, which could rule him out of the tournament, despite Nwabali's personal confidence that he will recover in time. Nwabali was included in Nigeria's provisional AFCON squad, but coach Eric Chell is yet to release his final 28-man list. If the goalkeeper is unavailable, Maduka Okoye of Udinese is expected to take the starting role. Nigeria opens if AFCON campaign against Tanzania on December 23rd is in force. To end the news, here is a quick recap. Tinubu celebrates release of 100 Niger students and others' rescue of remaining hostages. Imo gunmen kill driver, abduct motorists in fresh highway attack. The federal government bans cash payments to MDAs and others POS deployments nationwide. Host stage officers in Benin foiled coup freed as Talon declares country secure. Injury threatens Nwabali's AFCON participation for the Super Eagles. Thanks for joining us on the news. I am Martha Alu. Have an amazing day ahead.